There has been recent criticism about the September 2015 through 2016 timeline and how it is a stage media Hollywood psyop or a false flag or a hoax or some other negative word associated with it. I'm here to tell you that I did not arrive at September 2015 through the 2016 timeline through music videos and movies. And although I have talked about those on my channel, that wasn't the first exposure that I had to this timeline. I actually arrived at this timeline through reading books. What most people don't know about me is that I have served as a university professor at 2 different institutions. So naturally, I'm an avid reader. I had to read a lot of my students' papers when they turned them in. I had to do a lot of research. I had to constantly be challenging my students with updated research and information. I am a professor of science as well, so I'm very interested in the sciences. And so actually, how I arrived at this timeline is through reading, not through watching movies or music videos. So a lot of people have said, well, Hollywood, this is all about Hollywood and this is a false flag that they've created. Well, I'm going to prove to you that that's actually incorrect. I believe Hollywood is talking about this, is engaging in predictive programming, but that's only because they know what's coming. And there has to be a deception about what is coming. From literature, I discovered that the year 2015 through 2016 is something very significant. Individuals like Isaac Newton, Adam Clarke, who was a Methodist patriarch from Great Britain, and American Jonathan Edwards, all of whom believed in a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. All of these men pointed to the year of 2015 through 2016 as being something extraordinary. Additionally, we have predictions from St. Malachi about Petrus Romanus, and those were penned in the 12th century. We have Freemason dates such as the 5776 Anno Lucius, when they believe the capstone will be placed on the pyramid. We have the third secret of Fatima, which according to Malachi Martin entails that the final pontiff will be under the direct control of Satan. We have multiple biblical commentaries written in the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries that point us toward the time period of 2015 and 2016. I think it would be intellectually dishonest to say that this time period was created by shows like The Simpsons and is a false flag. I think there's too much evidence to suggest otherwise. I'm going to give you a list of authors, books, and prophecies specifically that point to this time period. These were all written very early. The first of these works was called An Abridgment of Ecclesiastical History, which was written in 1776 by Patrick Nisbet, and it predicted the Millennial Kingdom would begin in 2016 AD. The next book is the Critical Commentary and Paraphrase of the Old and New Testament, written in 1822. This predicted the end of the Antichrist in 2016. The next work is called Notes on the Revelation of St. John, written in 1773, and it predicted the downfall of Babylon in 2016 and the binding of Satan in the bottomless pit in 2016. The next work is by a man named Reverend William Reed, who was an American. He estimated that the time period of fulfillment of the Antichrist and his system would be between 2012 and 2016. The beginning of the Millennial Kingdom would be in 2016. The Presbyterian magazine, dated in 1858, estimated that the beginning of the Millennial Kingdom would be in 2016. Another work called Lectures on Romanism by Joseph Berg, written in 1840, prophesied the destruction of the Antichrist and the beginning of the Millennial Kingdom in 2016. The Panoplist and Missionary magazine of 1809 predicted the destruction of the Antichrist in 2016. Methodist Adam Clarke in his 6,000-page commentary on the Bible, advocated for the toppling of papal power and destruction of the Vatican in 2015. Character and Prospects on the Church of Rome in 2 discourses by Reverend William McCrae, written in 1829, predicted the fulfillment of Daniel's prophecy in the year 2016. Bishop Robert Clayton, who studied rabbinical literature, as Isaac Newton did, predicted in 1751 that the downfall of the papacy and the end of the Jewish diaspora and the coming of the Messiah would be in 2015. Jonathan Edwards predicted the Antichrist would take power around 2016, and this would coincide with the woman's escape into the wilderness. A dictionary of the Holy Bible written in 1807 by John Brown predicted the gathering of all Jews back into Israel in 2016. And of course, we know about Isaac Newton's prediction for September 2015, among others. So it seems like the Protestant reformers, whom are really no longer studied in modern evangelical settings except in seminaries, have pointed to the time period of 2012 and 2016, and specifically 2015 through 2016 for centuries. So this idea that Hollywood has made this up, or is making this into something, or that this is a psyop or something to that effect, is technically incorrect. This started with the predictions that go back as early as Isaac Newton, 1773, 1751. This is before the creation of the United States.